Hello and welcome, chat. We're starting off nice and subtle today as we launch into hardcore vanilla Minecraft. That's right. My coffee just finished up, so I got a nice hot fresh cup here and one in reserve, and I'm sipping that as the world loads up. And here we arrive with a smack as we plop into the frame of existence. So, in the last episode, is it night or day? It's daytime. Let's go upstairs. Just take a look around the world. In the last episode, we decided to head into another direction down underground, and it was good. We kept zipping along. We were looking for more diamonds, and then we found another abandoned mine shaft, and we kind of got sucked back into exactly what we changed away from, which, it's kind of out of necessity. We had to uh, kind of make the space above where our tunnel was going safe with torches and all that good stuff. But, we were virtually up knocking on the surface dirt that we had run around so much. So I think to kick things off today, and hopefully the coffee will keep us from any real disasters, we do have a good sword and a good bow, which we'll make use of as needed to keep us healthy. But, yeah, we want to get a few more diamonds. We really want to be running, even if they're not enchanted, with good diamond tools. And I think this is the one. Nope. Alright. More there. The other deal, obviously, you can see from the sword. At the moment, we don't have access to any mending, so we're kind of living on borrowed time, as it were, with the various enchanted tools that we do have. And we don't mind using them. If need be, we can replace and re-enchant once we have an XP farm set up without too much hassle. So I'm not terribly worried about any of that. But we can't do any of it if we don't find the diamonds. So keep pushing at this. I think we may do a few episodes today. We'll see how things play out. It's starting off fairly nice. I was out in the morning, but it's supposed to get to be a scorcher. If it doesn't, or it stays nice, I may try to spend some more time outside. But we'll see how it plays out. If I can't pull myself away, or if the weather turns into a scorcher, or gets too stormy again, then I'll just keep going. All right. Well, here's potentially getting to the end of the iron. We do have a few more diamonds back, so we're woo! Sorry about that. Sneeze. I don't know if that was been out this morning. I did something fun yesterday that I haven't done in quite a long time. I played a full 18 holes of golf at a real big boy golf course. And the last time I'd done that was August of 19, so sort of right before the pandemic. And here we are in August again. So almost a full 2 years. I don't remember the exact date that I played, but I don't think it was this early in August. So it's it's good to get back out there. I played predictably poorly for not having played at all in 2 years, and I've been, like I think I've said on here a few times, I've been to like Top Golf here in outside Denver, Colorado. Um, a few times more as a social deal than anything else. And I play a lot of disc golf these days. Just honestly, it's, for one thing, it's free. Aside from, replacing discs if you throw them in the middle of a lake or something like that. So that's nice, but it's also better exercise. These days with golf, you're pretty much obliged to cart, especially if you're not real good like I am, because you're going to hold everybody else up if you're just walking around and trying to find your ball and all that kind of stuff. So, not that I walk slowly or anything like that, but you really struggle to keep up the pace of play as quickly as they'd like you going. And yeah, this was the first time that I'd played where, um, excuse me, there were no rake, no flagstick tending, which is kind of weird to me. Hang on one second. I'm going to mute and blow my nose. All right. Hopefully that does it. We're cleared out now. Um, yeah, no, it's kind of weird for anybody who plays the game or knows. I think a lot of courses have gone to this idea that they leave the traps natural, so there's no more rakes around the outside of the sand traps. And if you go in, you just kind of like foot smooth out your divot, but leave them natural the way they were. I don't know what all the thinking was around that, and the tending of pins too. Now you can just leave the pin in, and these are, as far as I know, they're all pace of play. Really, the golf courses want more people to be able to play around in a day, right? Because that's more money for them. And there we go. Almost. I lost my train of thought there. Oh, almost more than like walking as opposed to carts or anything. Which again, they'll kind of do their best to make sure you ride instead of walk. Oh, um, unless they know they're there. We go. Now we're good on diamonds. Um, yeah, they'll kind of keep you locked in. So for our game, that was my first experience with that. And when I was a kid, I I did some caddying and kind of take it as a point of pride to do all, be familiar with the rules, keep the pace of play, but play in the order you're supposed to out of the game, and manage the tend the pin or manage it correctly, and manage the traps and things effectively when you're leaving them, so that everybody else has a good opportunity to play, and that all that unfortunately kind of gets diminished a little bit. I understand it. I really do. And, frankly, so many people either just wholly ignore or do a bad job of keeping up the course that you're almost better off doing it this way and playing it naturally or kind of as it lies. And honestly, it wasn't a big deal. On a Friday, which is a pretty busy day at golf courses, um, there there really weren't a lot of steps into the traps. I don't know if they come around and do them, like once during the day or anything like that. No idea. And frankly, I think they pulled a lot of the sand, so it's a lot tougher for your ball to just get buried. It's kind of hard packed now. There's a little sand on there, aside from just flubbing. The couple times I ended up in a trap, I got out pretty easily. Not too big a deal. So it was good. Again, we weren't really even keeping score. It was a good buddy of mine, his dad, and then another mutual friend were all playing, and all varying levels of skill, but just friendly round. People kind of trying to keep track of their own pars and bogeys and all that, and I was double, triple bogeys on most of the stuff, and it wasn't that anything was terrible. Although to start, my putting was just awful. Like tempo wise, I like just launched my first putt and ended up three putting because I had just shot it past the hole. And a few of my approaches that still remembered the how hard to hit the ball, so it was ending up pin high, as they call it, which is you got about to the distance of the hole, but you weren't on line. So I would either go off to the right or the left, and kick off the side of a hill the wrong way or some of that. So it was really fun to be out and good to do it. I once twice a year is about all I need to golf. I used to play a lot more, and I don't know. It's one of those games, and a lot of people talk about the golfing bug and all that. And I played since I played a lot as a kid in grade school. Took some youth golf lessons or whatever, and we had a course that some of my buddies and I could bike to as younger kids. It was like, I don't know, 2 miles. So I don't know how safe it was. We'd like sling our little golf bag, kids golf bags over our shoulders and bike to the golf course and play 9 holes. It was a little par three, right? Play 9 holes and then bike on home. So we did a lot of that, and it was fun. And then caddying in high school as a job was great exposure to how the game gets played as an adult, and playing and respecting nice course. This was at like a country club the next town over, but how you respect a nice golf course, and how you play, even if you're not a champion level golfer, but you play in a competent manner that reflects well on yourself and enhances the experience for everybody else, which is kind of that business side of it, right? It's the if you're going out for a social occasion or um, you're meeting people for the first time, or it's a buddy's wedding and part of the trip is to go play golf with all the friends. You don't want to look like a complete idiot. It doesn't matter. Your skill doesn't matter too much in golf, um, to how you conduct yourself and the impression that you can make in golfing. And like a lot of sports, you hear about golfing handicaps and things. There are a lot of ways that golf is made so that your skill level can be compensated for to make you competitive with the other people that are playing. And sometimes it'll go even further to playing like best ball or something where you'll play as groups and people can still contribute even if they don't have a 300-yard drive or aren't the best putter or whatever. They can make a shot here and there and chip in, and it kind of balances out uh, the necessity to consistently make good shots, because that is by far the hardest part of golf. Any pro, think back, if you guys can remember, to when Tiger Woods was a young, by far the best golfer on the planet, and was having no issues. And then he had a few injuries and things, and um, began to adjust his swing and his mentality, and all of a sudden he was struggling, and people that knew nothing were talking about how, oh, golf, Tiger's over, and it's like, no, you just need to be so confident that you don't have to think about whatever the shot is. When you read some of the works of the great golfers, whether they're biographies or autobiographies, whether they're their little guidebooks or whatever, um, they're writing about a mental game that has very little to do with the fundamentals of the swing. And a few people um, were kind of, even though they were PGA champions and their names from the 60s and 70s, they were PGA teaching pros. That's where the PGA came from, was pro golfers who were teachers of the game. And there were a few that wrote guides, the famous Little Red Book of Golf and some of those kind of things. So there's a precedent for that, but a lot of the greats, they're writing about um, the mental approach to the game much more than they are um, about a swing, or because they're beyond that. They're not. They think about that when they practice, or if they have to change something. And I think it's a relatively new um, approach that says, I'm going to reinvent my swing, or I'm going to tweak some of that. Back a Bobby Jones or a Tommy Armour or some of those guys, they had their swing and they just kept going, and eventually, as their bodies wore down, things like the senior tour started because they just couldn't keep up. But nowadays, if something's broken, you go and completely readjust stuff. So the intensity on the range and that kind of stuff is just phenomenal these days. Um, but yeah, all that is a specific range practice type activity. When you're pros, you aren't thinking about your swing at all when you're on the course. You're thinking about the conditions and um, where your ball lies and how aggressively you need to play versus on your position and all that. And yeah, it's quite quite a thing to read about some of the greats. Obviously, I'm not anywhere there. I was just trying not to duff it. It was really fun to be out, and encourage anybody to give the game a try. Sometimes it seems very intimidating, but if you don't handcuff yourself by making it too much about score to start, just try to make good shots. Try to hit the ball straight off the tee so that you can find it and you can then play your next shot and just try to link those together, and they won't all be good. That's it's like baseball or anything else. You're playing a game of minimizing failure. Batting average in baseball says nobody hits 500 over their career, right? So you're gonna fail more often than you succeed. And anybody who's familiar with the recent episodes knows what I'm setting up here. Having gotten those diamonds and checking the time on our episode, we're got 40 minutes almost left untouched. We're going to try to finish up this project. I would love to have this one done and done. So we'll just walk the edge and shovel or pick out any of the stuff that remains. Try not to get too carried away and throw ourselves into any holes, but again, this should be pretty quick. We'll see if we have enough to get the walls done. But I think certainly just the base placement of all these blocks should be something we can manage here. Again, it's nice. These that we've already placed, I know there's no holes or ravines opening up underneath these, so we can just kind of zip along. So hope everybody else, if you're watching these semi-real time or happen to be a week off, how's the start of your weekend? You guys doing anything fun? You have any big fun plans? We're kind of getting to that point when summer really begins to wind down a little bit. Now, I'm one of those that very much believes, summer lasts as long as it lasts through September. In sometimes out here in Colorado, I've seen snowstorms with up to a foot of snow. Last year we had very early snow, so mid-September, and in 5-6 weeks we could have substantial snow. But we also can have intermixed with that just beautiful summery weather. So still have quite a few. I don't know that we're gonna have enough for walls though. Well, we've done all this. Let's get all this corner done. Then I want to go do that far side. Get this strip done. So yeah, my golf was quite an adventure. it was There were some comically, well, there were two comical tree incidents. Um, First one, I don't know, 5, 6 holes in or so. Um, Long par five, and I've kind of zigzagged my way into this hole. I first went uh, first went short and to the right, and then made up a bunch of difference, but like cut back across to the right of the hole that I was playing on. And I wasn't off. I was just on the edge of the rough, but real rough, not native grass or anything like that up near the cart path. And it was okay placement. I wasn't doing anything to shorten the hole or cut the line or anything, but it was fun. But there was this little tree, and I was kind of like right behind it. And if I went to the right of it, there was a lake, so I tried to kind of punch down underneath and start it to the left and let it come around to the right. That was my plan. And yeah, I tagged this little tiny tree, like I don't know, 20 feet ahead of me, and everybody's kind of standing around, right? And this thing just like bullets into the tree, and somehow it just stopped and like trickled. I don't know, half dozen feet off to the left side, and then I just shot again. Everybody was like, "Man, if that had come off, any one of us could have just been." I'm like, well, there we go. And then on the 11th hole, I think, on a tee shot, there were these big, tall trees up ahead, kind of so that anybody who doesn't play golf, there's like the pros have tee boxes. That's where you hit the driver. Way back, right? Because they're good and so are expected to hit the ball further with their early shots. A lot of people can hit 300, 350 or whatever, but not have a rest of a game or anything like that. But the champion, the pros, anybody like that is expected to do it all. You have to be long, and you have the skill to then get your second shots and your short game and your putting and all that, and put it all together. That's why the greats are great. Well, for most courses, those back tee boxes are pretty far back, and then they have um, there's usually five, I want to say. Um, Blacks, golds, or I'm sorry, yeah, blacks, golds, blues, whites, and reds. And a lot of the tees, there's usually not um, five distinct boxes for those. They'll move the little like markers where you tee off from up and back within the little mode area rectangle of grass. So you may have the blacks and the golds together in a box or whatever. But anyway. So along all this area where all these little tee boxes were for this hole are some big trees, and my friend goes first, and he kind of hits it up perfectly between two branches, and I was like, oh, I've never done that. And then sure enough, I plop it, and it sounds like a pinball machine. It's like blink, 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 as it's bouncing around inside this grove of trees. And then sure enough, it like trickles out onto the white tee box right ahead of us and just sitting perfectly there. So I got really lucky. Obviously, I didn't get much distance on that drive, having hit all the trees, but it came right out and worked out. So that was pretty funny. You usually don't get that lucky. Okay, so we've done all of the surrounding stuff. I wish we had a better kind of view, but that's a pretty good start. Now what we'll do that's not going to be enough. 18 more. I mean, just knowing that we have two sides of 64 regardless is telling me we're going to be a little tight on those. I think we maybe have... Oh! But let's put that... I thought we had like a stair or something that we'd put up there. Well, anyway. Let's set this dirt away. Trying to get this up to evening so we can reset and do a full day. We also need to track down what we did with our... Oh, there. Spruce gates. Oh, no sleep yet. Alright. Oh, it's not that big a deal. Sleep when we can. So, next operation is more shoveling. Just what everybody wants. So we want to keep our fences not attached and distinct enough from these boundaries that we don't have mobs coming in over the top. So the fence line will be on that one. And yeah, this time we're going with the outer fence. One of the worlds, I think it was vanilla brewed coffee, we actually tried putting them on the inside. And I thought it looked kind of nice. It was good, but I don't know. Just going back, we seem to have quite a bit of space here. We'll obviously need to clean some of this up a little bit, but I think it just generally makes it feel less cramped. So again, this is kind of our wake up, get things going, get back in the game shape, although we haven't really done any combat anyway. Ooh, we may have a shovel situation here. Let's go. Oh, now I've done it. Let's go back here. Oh, the dirt. I hadn't really, when I was making the walls, I hadn't really recalled that we had to do this to not just attach each of them. Oh, hey, look, one of our buddies. I wonder what he's got for us. Now that we have lots of emeralds. That's interesting, at least. The dripstone is new. I think he sells drip leaves. Oh, we bought drip leaves, right? Okay, we don't need any of that, though. Thanks, though, for coming by and seeing us. You were a good... Right, hey, that worked out pretty well. All right. Now, let's... start here, and I think we'll... You think, should we set back one? No, I think we'll make our gates there. And then this time, as very often, I find that I don't need nearly as many as I set up, and it just messes with the lighting, and everything gets kind of funky. So we'll just do these all the way. Oh, we do need to clear out that on the way back. There. There. Oop. Oh, we knew we were going to be a little short. So let's borrow that back. Well, if I already did that. So now, I can just set all these. There's that, 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 and we just need about 32 or so. Deep slate wall pieces, and that would be you know what, we can put these back here where they actually belong. Dirt done. Seeds. How do we go through so many? I guess we had made more torches. Alright, well. One, two, three. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get a sip of coffee here, and I'll check the time. 40. We are doing really well, if I do say so. Let's just start here. If we're gonna lift this anyway, then may as well make some progress here, getting the deep slate that we need. And so much better now that we have diamond. Still no efficiency 4 yet, but or 5. But having to move around that gravel at my feet. So again, I had struggles with YouTube on the last video because, as many of you savvy viewers probably noticed, I did not get another screenshot to supplement for that last video's thumbnail. And I left it to YouTube chance again, and when I got back from golfing, which, was a 4 or 5 hour type deal, so it was like 9:30 at night or something like that when I did get home. The options for selecting a thumbnail out of YouTube's 3 frames were still blank, and that's not good. So then, like when I went in and clicked on it, it eventually did load some, and it was like it's like 2 pieces of redstone, basically like at the same vantage or perspective, with an axe either hitting it or next to it, and then that title screen, and we just done. I don't want to get sucked in. I almost got tempted into making the ceiling more. Okay, that should be plenty. Yeah, I want any of those. So I put the like title screen thing up there, which it usually will flash something from the very beginning or the end. But it was just odd that it again wasn't right there when we started. All right. Next up, we want 30. We'll make it 6. Sounds very spidery. Don't see him yet. Oh, I guess we could have brought a boat to get more leads, but now that we have slimes and plenty of spider webs, I don't know, or string. I don't know if we really need to. We can let him keep his llamas and hang out until he's done here. Well, there we go. Let's do our torches. Then we'll try to wrap up the dirt. So that's why I decided to leave those as is. I think we're going to do on the post. These will be the exceptions, but I think that'll be well spaced to give us lots of light. Here, here, here. These I think we'll do from the outside because it'll be easier to just look at the torches. Here, here. There. Did I miss another center torch? I did. Now, kind of think that those corners should be done, right? Keeps it consistent with that one. Oh, it keeps it consistent with all of them. Oh, that's perfect. Now everything's tied together. Good. Okay. Let's get this side done. These are a little slower because I don't want to push them over the top of the wall. Came all the way back out here to do so I could look at the torches, and I almost missed it. There we go. And then we were putting one there. One there. Oh, what? That's awful. Why are these so much harder to see than the others? Why am I stuck? Oh, this is going to be great. Wow. Okay, well, you guys wanted to harvest potatoes, right? I'm not going to worry about that yet. Because that's why it was so easy to see them. Oh, I just got that. How many of you guys were laughing the whole way through? Just waiting. I know them. He doesn't know. Doesn't know. Oh, he's gonna be so. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but oops. It is kind of funny that I went all the way through there without. Oh, I didn't remember that we hadn't done the melons yet. That is an oops. This is actually kind of. Okay, that's our two. does use a bunch of torches up, doesn't it? Alright. So you don't go getting any ideas. Can't believe I did that with the walls. I mean, I can, because I just went right to the crafting table. I was more worried about counting the blocks than what was actually coming out. But aside from the overall scarcity of deep slate, it's not. They're not that costly, and we grabbed a bunch, so we should be able to go back and replace those as soon as we're done with this shoveling. Let's see if we can spot where the change begins. Yep. It does make sense why it was so much harder to see the torches. Nice defined lines? Not at all. I just thought it was me struggling to pay attention. Now, did I see a pillager over there by those birch trees? Or was that just an animal? Yep, there's his banner. You know, see how the timing is. Go back and get those guys for the next day. So we'll have to push this bank back a little bit as well, so it's a little softer, right? Home sweet home. Alright, let's put away a bunch more of this stuff. Still haven't quite topped off all that. It's gravel. Don't mind me opening every single chest. What am I gonna do with bad? Well, I can put them here, right? Because we don't want that. No, I didn't put anything else away. So, what we want to do is go with polished deep slate wall. And then let's sleep. Um, ooh. Ooh. Come on, Bo. Wow. Good thing we're all ready to go to take on these hooligans. But first to business. Don't see any creepers out and about, do we? I got the one, but... did we already... Okay. All good? Go. Just like that. What mistake. Now we do need to swap that out. Place these. Now I get back my speedy identification texture and then misplaced logs. Okay. Close here. Let's go. Just do this on the way. That one's good. I won't be here because I took the time to grab my trusty... Oh, which I need to... looks like it's already loaded. Where'd you guys go? I saw you riff-raffing around here. Darn it. I think we missed them. That was a shame. I did see him, though. I saw the banner. I saw one of the guys first, just glimpsed him, and then looking back in that direction, I saw his banner carried. And I wanted to give them a taste of their own medicine, as I believe the advancement is called. There's that. And I do this little move for a number of reasons. First and primary is just cosmetic. I don't like the big cliffs overhanging where we are working and where plants are growing. It's kind of, natural, flowery. So trimming them down a little bit just opens up the world, I think, a little bit. Makes it pleasant to look at. I think this is where we ran out of torches, right? Yep. Oop. Where have all the pumpkins gone? Alright, that's about the maximum grow efficiency we can do until we get our bees all good to go. So, now let's clean up where we've done this. And then I want to do melons and pumpkins just to get our seeds fully dispersed and everything ready to go. We'll need a hoe for them, which I think is maybe in the melon box. Was that this world or a different one where I intentionally left those back? So now that we have fully grown fields, I think logically we have a very good opportunity to start even further stockpiling up our trade goods. And you know what that means. I think that may be what we push for today. And that's why I was kind of loose about how much or little today may be. If I really get going on that, I think we could be close to just knocking it out in a day's worth of episodes. Now that we've got some diamonds and aren't afraid to use those. Was I saying? Oh yeah, with the diamond tools, I think a hollowed out village or trading outpost could be something that we can actually get going pretty quickly. To that end, and with all this stuff, probably need to add another spruce tree farm growth thingamajobber. And looks like we're going to need a nap here. Which means coffee for me. Afraid to lose that. Let's reset our inventory there a little bit. So now about the only thing we can do to further enhance these farms is to go crazy with our bees, but we're still the silk touch away from that. Close. Having been able to breed the bees, and we should do spruce tree harvesting and bees a couple times. Go find some more flowers, grab a bunch, come back, breed as many of the bees as we have, just to try to make sure that there are 3 for each of those hives, or nests, more accurately. Alright, that's lots of food for those guys. Let's do this. Remember, we have to look for the hoe. Now, this will end up giving us way more. You know what? Seeing that, I think we can just leave these in place while I make them grow again. We won't want to harvest additional melons until we have silk touch on an axe for the trading. But with 64 there, I'm sure I got enough extra melon slices to get all the seeds we need. And here maybe, I think like 48 more. Need more hoe. Pumpkins we can just keep harvesting. So you can see they come off as pumpkins, so those are good future source of emeralds. I was really thinking I would have left it with the melons. Maybe we did take them back. Alright, well, let's go check on those. We finally maxed out our dirt. Let's go ahead and we'll fill this. We may overflow into a second row of those. Alright, we don't need the crossbow anymore. We don't need the oopsed cobble deep slate. Put this away. Grass seeds away. We need hose. Probably don't need a whole lot of hoe, but we'll take that. I don't think we need that. I don't think we're going back into the mines immediately. Alright, let's go. Still got plenty of time in this day to finish up. It's nice to see that that one was so persistent. Alright. Start here. Hoe. Those two. Okay. Pumpkin seeds done. And 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, and this time, let's put a hoe. Try to remember that that's in the outside, I guess, of the watermelons. And then pumpkins as well. All right. We're doing very, 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 very well. Let's see if we can turn these last two in this episode. I guess I should check the length. I don't know how far we're going or how far we have gone already. Ha ha ha. Okay, having done that, we're already at 1 hour and 15. Come on, man. All right, well, we'll save and quit right here. Sorry about that. I got carried away. Representing Edisbin. Hey, Edisbin. Way to be represented. I want to thank you guys all so much for coming by. I really hope you enjoyed hanging out. I loved having you guys here or anticipating that you'd be arriving. Definitely having a blast making these, and this world has really been fun so far. We're going to keep our primary goal to not die, but try to have a lot of fun while we're doing that with our fresh diamonds in this episode, wrapping up the farms. I think we are primed to dive into some villager trading. So that'll be kind of our next stage goal. I know we talked possibility of darkroom or this. I think getting the villagers and the books and everything, adding that to our further enchantments will make the darkroom spawner build a lot easier. So that's the plan. That's the way we'll go. We'll see you back here for the next one. Remember, if you're enjoying this content, I really do appreciate it if you hit that like button or drop me a comment just to say hello, who we are, and any feedback on stuff that we're doing, potential names for pets, all that kind of stuff. Keep them courteous and friendly, and I'll appreciate you for it. So take care. We'll see you after a break.